Shalom, family. It's good to see everybody. No Ocean Soul. I don't know if you're familiar with cats. This time of the day, Loretta is asleep. They sleep a lot during the day and up all night. So, anyway, everybody, uh, we're going to talk about the truckers. And, you know, I'm not feeling it. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. All right. Please give me a one if you can see the screen. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, Trump got a ruling in New York ladies and gentlemen. And he can't create any more businesses in the state of New York. And it's because of fraud and things that he did. He got money for these businesses, and Trump was using the Shell Corporation money like a personal bank account. So he got hit with a $355 million fraud ruling, which he's got to pay, which we know Trump is probably not going to pay any of that money, but this is what they hit him with. So now the conservative truckers are calling for a boycott. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I don't believe a boycott is going to work. I don't believe the boycott is going to work because, number one, I don't know how many of you have been on the road and actually taken a good look at the truckers. A lot of them are migrants, a lot of them are immigrants. It's a lot of them that are out here driving. What are you going to do under that particular circumstance? Number two is a lot of drivers in our community that are constantly on the road driving trucks. All right. So it's okay, I guess, if you're going to do conservatives, but what about everyone else that probably won't join in this boycott? Number two, we already saw their alleged trucking convoy to the border. They wanted 700,000 trucks, and y'all, it wasn't even 100. They were under 100 trucks. And you got to think about something. Whenever the Republicans put something together, a lot of people just don't show up. They don't. I remember during the Tea Party days, they would swear up and down they would have thousands and thousands of people show up, and they would show it, their protest on camera, and it would barely look like 30 people were out there. So they are notorious for planning things and not getting the crowd. So I'm leery about this thing. I really don't think it's going to put that much of a dent in things being brought into New York, but that's my opinion. And plus, look at all of the inflation out here. I don't think a lot of these truckers are going to forego during, doing a job over Donald Trump. I don't think he got the people like he did January 6th. I don't think he got those kind of people that are willing to sacrifice it all for him anymore. I think I think January 6th taught many of them a lesson, and they're not going to put themselves out there like that for Donald Trump. I think that was a once in a lifetime thing. That's why I chuckle when I hear people talk about civil war with Donald Trump. Civil war? How many's going to show up? 30 people? I'm serious. They ain't going to show up for no civil war. They're not. So let's get into this story, but this is where I stand. So, anyway, one of those truckers got on Fox News and was screaming about boycotting driving to New York. And this is over the ruling that Donald Trump received. And quite frankly, I don't know why anybody got to put themselves on the line over Donald Trump's ruling. Yeah, do I think some of it's, BS? Yes. But I also know that Trump has done a lot of these shady deals. He has. I mean, let's stop trying to act all brand new like Donald Trump don't do no wrong. Donald Trump has done many things wrong. So anyway, a group of truck drivers who support former President Donald Trump announced they will not be driving to New York City. And this is their way of retaliating for the civil fraud judgment and fine that Donald Trump received for $355 million. This all comes in response to Trump also being barred from operating businesses in New York for 3 years and being found liable for more than $355 million in damages in the civil fraud case brought against him and his family. So it's Donald Trump and his three children, Eric, Don Jr., and Ivanka. And a Trump organization by New York Attorney General Letitia James, a New York judge, handed down the ruling Friday after months long trial that began in October. And yeah, so they got Donald Trump. They got him. As a result, many pro Trump truckers across the country have not taken the ruling lightly. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just telling y'all. Just looking at the recent trucker convoy, and you didn't see many show up for that. I don't believe many are going to show up for this either. So I'm just one. This is the trucker that was talking. I'm just one of many millions of truckers who believe in God and love this country. A trucker known as Chicago Ray wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter. I stand with Trump because Trump stands with me. Truckers for Trump ain't just a slogan, it's real, according to him. Chicago Ray took to X on February 16th when the ruling came in, calling on fellow drivers to boycott taking shipments to New York. All right. So this is what he was saying. And he says, I've been on the radio talking to drivers about the past hour. I've been talking about, he spoke to about 10 drivers, and I know how far across the country this is and how many truckers are going to start denying loads going to New York City. But I'll tell you what, if you F around and find out, don't they always say what we say? Didn't that come from us? F around and find out. That came from us. But you see how they hijack everything that we say? That didn't come from them. That came from us. All slang comes from us. And then they jump on it and make it corny, and then everybody stops saying it. Okay. But this is what he's saying in the interview. No mind of your own. So he continued to issue a warning saying that Trump needs to be left alone and that the New York City fraud investigation against him amounted to election interference. So, so he's shouting to all truckers across the country, and and also trying to imply they're true patriots. If all of us patriots stand up, we make a difference. Last time you patriots try to stand up, it was January 6th, and it don't look like y'all turned no election. Biden still got sworn into office. I'm just saying, we have to push back against the ones trying to purposely destroy our country, a user commented on the post. So that's where it stands. And y'all, like I said, I don't believe this is going to go nowhere. You got to think about also the commercial trucks that come in there, like from FedEx and UPS and the postal service. They still got to go in there, even if it's a conservative driver, especially if you work for a company. And many of these truckers work for companies and they can't refuse. Want to be Mystic, thank you for the super chat. Their version of God sure does act like Satan A lot. Make it make sense. You got that right. Sure does. Oh yeah. Yeah. The curses are all over them. And you can tell y'all, on a spiritual level, things absolutely do feel different in this country. It is not the same. It has not been the same since the lockdown. I think the lockdown was signaling it was really the end. We're just waking up right now, going through the motions, but, you know, it is so different now. It really is. You know, I think I do agree that on a spiritual level, it's over, but physically, they're still here. And even that's going to change. The fact that their birth rate has been shut down, that right there tells you there's no possible way for them to be in power forever. They won't have the numbers to do it. And then I heard some of them say, well, we'll have the money. Your money is not going to go so far that you're going to hold this world back. It is just not going to happen. And in time when you don't have the numbers, you're not even going to be able to hold on to the money realistically. You won't even be able to do that either. It really don't matter. It's the end. It don't matter if Donald Trump is in office or Joe Biden is in office. It's still the end of their rulership. It doesn't matter. Donald Trump can't stop that from happening. So even if he were to get in office, he can't stop what the Most High has put in motion. He can't do nothing. And quite frankly, I believe Donald Trump only wants the presidency so he can avoid any kind of prosecution. He don't want to be prosecuted. It's all about him being able to avoid the law. And to be honest with you, I think that's the only reason why he wants the presidency. He don't really care about anything. He cares Donald Trump cares about Donald Trump. Mhm. Yeah, nerds world NYC. Yeah, and you're going to continue to see trucks in New York. I don't think this is going to amount to nothing. It is just too many people that do business with New York, and they're not going to stop doing business over Donald Trump. And plus, I heard there's fundraising going on out here for Donald Trump to help pay for his legal defense. So that being said, I don't see no big boycott kicking off to the point where nobody is taking things into New York. They're going to keep taking things in there because companies they want to make money. But you may have a few butt sore people because you know how they are. They think they're supposed to be above the law and none of these things should happen to them. Yeah, I know they're going after Donald Trump because it's a political year, but y'all, you can't deny that Donald Trump did do some of this stuff. He really did. Hmm. Yeah, no. Like I said, I've been on the road and looked up and seen a lot of these migrants behind the wheel of these big rigs on the road. I've seen a lot of them, and there's no way they're not going into New York over Donald Trump. They're going. They are going. Hmm. Yeah. So, y'all, I hope you come back at 9 o'clock tonight. I'm going to be doing one that you probably ain't going to like. I got an interview that Eric Adams did recently, and he tells why when these migrants commit crimes on why they are not getting deported, you're going to get pissed. Not to mention, I when I woke up this morning, I saw a story where the police killed a black woman. I said, so we're getting killed out here on the streets by these cops, and they are fully protected from the law. They got full protection. But this is the way it is. Our people are still getting gunned down, and the migrants are untouchable. They are all Teflon John up in here. So make sure you come back for that one, because I got some things in there that I need to tell y'all about, and that's going to be really interesting. So please enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all back at 9 o'clock tonight. Shalom, family.